Hello everyone, today our topic is how to add existing and new WooCommerce orders in Google Sheets. So here we are going to use two different workflows to add this particular objective. And for the first workflow, my objective is that I want to add existing orders that I have in my WooCommerce account automatically in my Google Sheet. So for this, I will first schedule my workflow and I will create an integration between WooCommerce and Google Sheets. For creating this integration, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing software for automation and integration. In Pabbly Connect, I'm going to use Trigger and Action. In Trigger application, I'm going to use Schedule by Pabbly. In Action applications, I'm going to use WooCommerce and Google Sheets. So this is going to be my second workflow. What I'm going to do is, first I will clear this. And this is my second workflow. Here, my objective is to add the new orders that I'm getting in my WooCommerce account automatically in my Google Sheet. So here I will create an integration between WooCommerce and Google Sheet, and whenever I will get a new order in WooCommerce account, I will automatically add those details in my Google Sheet. So how I am going to create this integration? For that, let me take you to my computer screen. I hope all you can see my computer screen, and today we are going to see that how we can add existing orders and new order details of WooCommerce orders in our Google Sheets automatically. So we are going to use Google Sheet here. And in Google Sheet, we are using this spreadsheet, which is named as WooCommerce Order Details. And in this spreadsheet, first we will add all the existing order details of WooCommerce. And then we want to add all the new orders that we are getting in WooCommerce automatically. So here we need to create two different workflows. And first we will create an automation for adding all the existing orders of WooCommerce in Google Sheet. And then we will create an automation for adding the new order details of WooCommerce orders in Google Sheet. So here we need to create an integration between WooCommerce and Google Sheet, and for this I will open a new tab and search for pabbly.com, and this will take us to this landing page of Pabbly. Here we have two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you don't have any account with Pabbly, you can just sign up for free and it will take only 2 minutes of your time and you will get 100 of tasks free every month. Or if you already have an account, you can just sign in and you will get to see this page. So these are all the apps that Pabbly offers, and we are going to use Pabbly Connect here. For that, I'm going to click here on Access Now button under Pabbly Connect, and this will take us to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here, this is the workflow section, and we can see all the workflows that we will create here. And this is the folder section. We can create new folder here, and we can save any workflow in any particular folder that we want. Now, I want to create a new workflow. For that, I'll click here on Create Workflow button. And this window will pop up. Here I have to name my workflow. So I'm going to name it as my objective. And first we are going to create a workflow for adding the existing order details of WooCommerce in Google Sheet. So I'm going to name it as Add Existing WooCommerce Orders in Google Sheet. And now I'm going to select the folder where I want to save this workflow. So I'm going to open this tab and I'm going to select Home here. And I will click on Create. And this will take us to this most important window of our workflow. Here we have two boxes, Trigger and Action. So these are the two main principles on which our workflow works on. And Trigger says when this happens, Action says do this. So Trigger is going to be the first step that will get executed in our workflow, and Action will just follow that. So we need to set up our Trigger first. And here I'm going to use Schedule by Pabbly, which is a tool that Pabbly offers. And with this, I'm going to schedule when I want to initiate my workflow. So with this, I'm going to initiate my workflow only once, and with that, I'm going to first set up my workflow, and when my scheduled time will arrive, it will start initiating and I will get all the results that I want. So how often do you want to run your workflow? So here I will open this tab and I'm going to select once. Now I have to select the date and time of when I want to schedule my workflow. So my date and time will be 9th of January 2024 and I'm going to change the timing. So my timing will be of 11:50 AM. So this is going to be my date and time. So I'm going to click on Save. Here I have received this response. So I have scheduled my workflow. Now I'm going to add my Actions tab. And in this, I'm going to open this tab. And here my action application will be WooCommerce. So I'm going to select this. Now I have to give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab. And in action event, I'm going to select List All Orders. So this is going to be my action event. And I'm going to connect WooCommerce with Pabbly Connect. So I'll click here on Connect. I will click on Add New Connection. And to connect WooCommerce, I have to give a consumer key and consumer secret and website URL. So where I'm going to get these two details. So for this, I have to go to WooCommerce account And in WooCommerce, I will go to settings. Now I have to go to advanced settings. And here I will find REST API. So I'm going to click here. And here I have to add a key. So I'll click here on add key button. And now to generate my API key, I have to give a description. So my description will be listing all orders. And my permission will be of read and write. And now I will click on generate API key. So here I have this consumer key and consumer secret. So I'll copy this consumer key. I will go back to Pabbly Connect and I'm going to paste that consumer key here. Now I will give the consumer secret. So I'll go back to WooCommerce. I'm going to copy this consumer secret. I will go back to Pabbly Connect and I'm going to paste it here. Now I have to give the website URL. So I will go to WooCommerce again. And in this path URL, I have this website URL. So I'm going to copy all this. I will go back to Pabbly Connect and I'm going to paste it here. Now I have filled all my details here. So now I'm going to click on save. Now that I have connected WooCommerce with Pabbly Connect. Now here what we are going to get is that we are going to get details of all the orders that I have in my WooCommerce account. I don't want this order in simple response. So I'm going to toggle this simple response off. Now this is going to send me the details of all the orders in advanced format. So now I'm going to click on save and send test request button. And here I have received this response. So I have received this response of all the existing orders that I have in my WooCommerce account. But I got this response in an array format. So in this array, I have a lot of data. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to retrieve this data and I want to process this data one by one so that I can get details of all the orders one by one and I can add all these details automatically in my Google Sheet. And here to retrieve this data from the array format, I'm going to add an actions tab. And here I'm going to use Iterator, which is a tool that Pabbly offers. And I'm going to select Iterator here. Now I'm going to give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab and process arrays will be my action event. So this is going to execute below steps for each value of an array received from above step. Now what this means is that this will execute all the arrays values that I'm getting in my array and it is going to happen one by one. So I'm going to select this action event and I will connect Iterator by Pabbly. Now I have to choose my array. So I'm going to open this tab. In this WooCommerce order details, I have this response, which is my result. So I'm going to select this array. Now I'm going to process the values that I have in this particular array. So I'm going to click on save and send test request button. And here I have received all these details of my order. So this is the detail of only one order. And these are my customer name. So my first name is test, last name is customer. This is the address and this is the city and this is the payment method, which is cash on delivery. And here in the line items, I have details of all the products that the customer has ordered. So here it is showing the data of only one order. So this is what Iterator do. It processes the array values and it does that one by one automatically after setting up the workflow and initiating the workflow. So we just need to set up our workflow and it will initiate all the order details after that. So with the help of Iterator, we are going to process all the values one by one. So here we have to set up our workflow first. Now that I have received these details, now I want the product details. So in the line items, I have all the product details, but this is again in the array format. Now I'm going to retrieve this data from the JSON format and I'm going to differentiate this data by a comma. So I'm going to extract this data. So for this, I'm going to use a tool. So I will add an actions tab and here I'm going to use data transformer. So I'm going to select data transformer here and I have to give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab and line itemizer will be my action event. Now what this is going to do is it is going to convert line items that are in JSON format into comma separated values. So I'm going to click on connect. Now I have to give my line item arrays. So I'm going to click here. I will open this response of Iterator and in Iterator I have this line items array. So I'm going to select this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to extract all these values by comma separated values. So I'm going to click on save and send test request button. And here we can see that all the details have extracted with a comma separated values. So these are the IDs. This is the name of the products, iron press and microphone. And these are the product IDs. We have quantity. We have the total price. We have subtotal and we have the unit price of the products. Now I have received all these details. Now what I'm going to set up is I'm going to use these details and I'm going to add these details automatically in my Google Sheet. But before this, I want to add these details as a new line in my Google Sheet. So I'm going to replace this comma with a new line with all the details that are required for me. So for that, I'm going to add another actions tab. And for the new line, I'm going to use a tool which is text formatter. So I'm going to select text formatter here. And I have to give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab and replace text will be my action event. And I will connect text formatter by Pabbly. Now I have to select my text. So I'll click here. I will open this responsive data transformer by Pabbly. And first I'm going to use the name of my product. So I'm going to map this. So here I have to give my find value, and in my text I want to replace this comma. So this comma will be my find value. So I'm going to give comma here. And I have to give a replace value, and I want to replace this comma with a new line. So for that I have to give a code for new line, which is /n. So this is the code for a new line. So in my text, whenever it will find a comma, it will replace it with a new line. So now I'm going to click on Save and Send Test Request button. And here we can see this is my text and it has replaced this comma with a new line. Now I'm going to do the same with quantity, unit price and total amount. So for that I will add another actions tab. I will use the same application which is text formatter. I'm going to select this. I have to give an action event, so that will be replace text. I will connect this. And now I have to give my text. So I'll click here. I will open the responsive data transformer by Pabbly. And in this, I'm going to use quantity now. So I'm going to select this. I will give my find value, which is comma. And my replace value will be /n, which is a code for new line. So I'm going to click on Save and Send Test Request button. And here we have the response, and we have separated our quantity with a new line. Now I will do the same for the unit price and total amount. I'm going to use text formatter. I will give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab. Replace text will be my action event. I will connect this. Similarly, I will select my text. I will open data transformer by Pabbly. And in this, I'm going to select unit price, give the find value and the replace value. I will click on Save and Send Test Request button. And last, I will do this for the total amount. I'm going to select text formatter. I will give action event as replace text. I will connect this. Now I will give the text. So I'm going to open data transformer by Pabbly, and this is my total amount. So I'm going to select this. I will give the find value, which is comma, and the replace value, which is /n. And I will click on Save and Send Test Request button. And I got all these details. So I have separated all my required details that I want. Now what I want is I want to add these details automatically in my Google Sheet. So for that, I will click on Add Actions tab. And here my action application will be Google Sheets. So I will select Google Sheets here. And I have to give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab, and add new row will be my action event. So I'm going to select this, and I will connect Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect. So I'll click here on Connect. I will click on Add New Connection. I will sign in with Google, and I will click on Allow to give access to my account. And my connection here is successful. Now I have to add required details of my WooCommerce orders in my Google Sheet. So first I have to select my spreadsheet. So for this, let's go to Google Sheet. And here I'm going to use this particular Google Sheet, which is named as WooCommerce Order Details. And I have all these columns here, and we are using Sheet 1. So I'm going to map all these details in Pabbly Connect. So I'll go back to Pabbly Connect. And first I have to select my spreadsheet. So I'm going to open this tab, and I'm going to select the spreadsheet, which is WooCommerce Order Details. And in this tab, you will find all the spreadsheets that are connected with your Google account. So I'm going to select this. And here we can see all the details have changed according to my spreadsheet. Now I'm going to map all these details, and here I'm going to use mapping. So what mapping is a technique through which I can retrieve the data from the previous tabs, and the data that is changing will get replaced with the new data in the real time. So for mapping, I'm going to click here. I'm going to open the response of iterator, and in iterator, I'm going to find the name of my customer. So I'm going to search for name. So this is my name. So I'm going to map the first name, and I will give a space and the last name. Similarly, I will map the email. I'll click here. I will open the response of iterator, and I will search for email. So this is the billing email. So I'm going to map this. Now I have to map the name of all products. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to find name of all products in this first response of text formatter by Pabbly. So I'm going to map this. Now I have to map the quantity. So quantity will be in this second response of text formatter. So I'm going to map quantity here. Now per unit price. Similarly, I will find this in the third step of text formatter. So I'm going to map the price. Now the total amount. So I'll click here. I will open the last response of text formatter by Pabbly, and this is the total amount. So I'm going to map this. Now I have filled all my details here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Save and Send Test Request button. And here I have received this response. So this is a positive response, and this means I have added all these details automatically in my Google Sheet. Now I'm going to check this. So I will go back to Google Sheet. So here we can see I have added these details automatically in my Google Sheet. So the name of my customer is test customer, email is testcustomer@pabblytools.com, and these are the products, iron press and microphone. These are the quantity. So I have order of 2 iron press and 1 microphone. So these are the per unit price, and these are the total amount. So these are the order details of the existing order that I have in my WooCommerce account. Now we'll go back to Pabbly Connect. And here I have completely set up this particular workflow, and now I have to add all the details of the existing orders in my Google Sheet. So this is going to happen on my scheduled time, which is in 1 minute. So in a minute, it will automatically process all the existing order details and add them automatically in my Google Sheet. So now we are past my scheduled time, and now let's see if my workflow works or not. So for this, let's go to Google Sheet. And here in my Google Sheet, I can see I have added all these details automatically in my Google Sheet. So these are the details of all the existing orders that I have in my WooCommerce account. And I have added all these details automatically in my Google Sheet on the scheduled time that I have selected in Pabbly Connect. So here I have added all the existing connection. Now I want to add the details of new orders that I'm getting in WooCommerce automatically in this particular Google Sheet. So for this, I will go back to Pabbly Connect. I will go back, and here I will create one more workflow. So for that, I'll click here on Create Workflow button, and this window will pop up. Now I have to name it again. Now I'm going to create a workflow for adding the details of new orders that I'm getting in WooCommerce. So for that, I will name it first. So I'm going to name it as Add New WooCommerce Orders in Google Sheet. So I'm going to save this workflow in the same folder, which is Home. So I'm going to click here on Create. Now I have to select my trigger application, and my trigger application here will be WooCommerce. So I'm going to select WooCommerce here, and I have to give a trigger event. So I'm going to open this tab, and new order created will be my trigger event. So I'm going to select this. Now this is going to trigger whenever I will get a new order in WooCommerce. Now I have to connect WooCommerce with Pabbly Connect, and for that I'm going to use webhook URL, which is going to work as a bridge between WooCommerce and Pabbly Connect. And to connect these two accounts, I have to follow all this instruction. So first I'm going to copy this webhook URL. I will go back to WooCommerce. Here in the settings and in the advanced settings, I have this option of webhooks. So I'm going to select this. And here I have to add a new webhook. So I'll click here on Add Webhook. And now I have to name my webhook. So I'm going to name it as WooCommerce Orders. And the status will be of active. And for the topic, I'm going to click here. And order created will be my topic. So I'm going to select this. And I have to give a delivery URL. So for that, I'm going to paste the webhook URL that I have copied from Pabbly Connect, and I'm going to paste it here. And now I'm going to click on Save Webhook. And here I have successfully added this webhook. Now we'll go back to Pabbly Connect. And here I have received this response. So this is a response that I have added my webhook. And here I have added this webhook successfully. Now I'm going to get the details of my product. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to toggle this simple response off, and I'm going to click on Recapture Webhook Response. I will click on Yes, and here it is waiting for webhook response. Now to get this webhook response, what I need to do is I need to create a new order from my WooCommerce store. So for that, let's go back to WooCommerce. I will go to Home, and I will preview my store. So I'll click here, and this is my store, and I have all these products. So I'm going to create a new order here. So I'm going to add these products in my cart, and I'm going to see my cart. So I have added these products here. Now I'm going to shuffle the quantity here. So I'm going to make 2 of these blue round neck t-shirt and 1 of this ebook on social media. And I'm going to make 3 of this sustainable development ebook. So I'm going to update my cart. So this is my total amount, which is 4,920 rupees. So I'm going to proceed to checkout, and this is my order details. As I have already logged in to my WooCommerce account, so my billing details have been already filled. Now I'm going to place the order. So I'll click here on Place Order. And here I have received this checkout message. Thank you. Your order has been received. So I have created this particular order in WooCommerce, and this is a new order. Now we'll go back to Pabbly Connect. And here I have received this response. So this is the first name of my customer, which is test. Last name is customer. And this is the pin code. And the state is MP. And this is the address. And the payment method is COD. And this is my order ID. And this is the email address, which is testcustomer@pabblytudes.com. And for the product details, I have this line item. So in this, I have all the product details that has been ordered by my customer. So this is in particular array format. So I'm going to use the same process that I have used in my previous workflow. So here I will set up my actions tab. I'm going to open this tab and I have to retrieve my array. So for that, I'm going to use data transformer. So I'll click here on data transformer. I will give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab and line itemizer will be my action event. I'm going to connect this and I have to select my line items array. So I'll click here. I will open this WooCommerce order details and I'm going to search for my line item. So I'm going to map this and this is the array that I'm going to use. Now I'm going to retrieve this data. So I'll click here on save and send test request button. And here I have received these details. So here I have separated this data values with a comma. So I have details of all my product details here. Now I want to do the same thing. I want to replace this comma with a new line. So I will add actions tab and I'm going to search for text formatter. I'll click here. I have to give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab and replace text will be my action event. I will connect text formatter by Pabbly. I have to give a text. So first I need the product names. So I'm going to select this. I will open this data transformer by Pabbly response. And in this I have these product names. So I'm going to map this. Now I have to give the find value. So here my find value will be a comma and I'm going to replace this comma with a new line. So I have the same code, which is /n. So I have filled my details here. Now we'll click on save and send test request button. And I got these details for my order. So these are my products. Now I'm going to do this for quantity, unit price and total amount. So I'll click on add actions tab. I'm going to search for text formatter. I will click here. I will give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab and replace text will be my action event and I will connect this. Now I have to give a text. So I'll click here. I will open this data transformer by Pabbly response and I will map my quantity, give the find value and the replace value. And I will click on save and send test request button. And I will add another actions tab and I will do this for unit price and total amount. So I have retrieved all the details that I want, but here I have retrieved only details like name of product, quantity, unit price and total amount. So these are all the details that are required. But if you want to add more details in your Google Sheet and if you want to retrieve more details, you can follow all this tab and you can retrieve the details that you want and you can customize the details and you can add these details automatically in your Google Sheet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these details automatically in my Google Sheet. So for that I will add my last actions tab and here I will select my action application as Google Sheet. So I'm going to open this and I have to give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab and add new row will be my action event. Now I will connect Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect. As I have already connected my Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect, so I'm going to use the same connection. So I'm going to use select existing connection and I will click on save. And now I have to select my spreadsheet. So I'm going to use the same spreadsheet. So I'm going to open this tab and I'm going to select this WooCommerce order details spreadsheet. And all the details have changed according to my spreadsheet. Now I'm going to map all these details. So I will click here on name and I'm going to find the name in this WooCommerce new order created response. So I'm going to search for name here. So this is the first name. I will give a space and this is the last name. Similarly, I will search for my email. So this is the email. So I'm going to map this. Now I will map the name of products. So in the first response of text formatter, I will find the name of products. And for the quantity, I will open this second response of text formatter by Pabbly. Similarly, I will map per unit price. Now the total amount. Now I have mapped all my details here. Now I'm going to click on save and send test request button. And here I have this positive response. So I have added these details automatically in my Google Sheet. Now to check this, I will go to Google Sheet and I will scroll down. And here in the last, I can see I have just added this particular new row. So this is the new order details that I have just created in my WooCommerce account, and I have added these details automatically in my Google Sheet. And this is the same spreadsheet that I have used to add the details of all the existing orders of WooCommerce. So my customer name is test customer, email is testcustomer@pabblytudes.com, and these are the products: blue round neck t-shirt, ebook of sustainable development, and ebook on social media. So these are the quantity, these are the unit price, and these are the total amount. So I have added these details automatically in my Google Sheet. And here we can see that I have added the existing orders that I have in my WooCommerce account, and I'm adding all the details of the new orders that I'm getting in my WooCommerce account. And all this is happening automatically. Now let's go back to Pabbly Connect. And here in Pabbly Connect, we have created these two workflows. First one is for the existing WooCommerce orders. Second one is for new WooCommerce order details. Second one is for new WooCommerce order details. In the first one, we have added all the existing orders that I have in my WooCommerce account automatically in my Google Sheet. So here we have created this integration between WooCommerce and Google Sheet. So let's summarize what we did here first. So first I have set up my trigger, and in my trigger I have used schedule by Pabbly. With this, I have scheduled this workflow only once and have added all the details of my WooCommerce orders in my Google Sheet. Then I have set up my action, and in my action application I have used WooCommerce, and in action application I have used list all orders. Then I have used a tool in my actions tab which is iterator by Pabbly, and with this I have processed all the arrays values that I got from my WooCommerce order details. Then I have used another action tab, and in this I have used data transformer by Pabbly, and with this I have used action event as line itemizer. So with this I got the details of all the products that I got in my order. Then I have used text formatter by Pabbly, and with this I have replaced comma with a new line. And then in the last I have added all these details in my Google Sheet, and here my action event was add new row. So this is how I have successfully created this workflow. And after this I have created one more workflow. So let's go to that. And here I have created this integration between WooCommerce and Google Sheets. And here I have added all the new order details of WooCommerce in my Google Sheets. And I'm doing this automatically. Whenever I will get a new order in WooCommerce, then I will add all those details of new order in my Google Sheets automatically. So here I have set up my trigger first, and my trigger application was WooCommerce, and my trigger event was new order created. Then I have set up my action, and first I have used data transformer by Pabbly, and my action event was line itemizer. Then I have used few more action steps, and in that I have used text formatter by Pabbly, and my action event was replace text. And in the last I have used Google Sheet. Here my action event was add new row. So this is how I have successfully created these two workflows. And you can also create this workflow by following all the steps that I did in my workflow. And I'm also going to put the link of my workflow in the description, so you can check it out from there. And thank you for watching this video. Not just these applications, you can automate and integrate a lot more applications like this using Pabbly Connect. If you need any help or if you have any doubt, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can post them at forum.pabbly.com, or if you have any issue with the pricing of Pabbly, you can connect on this link. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.